I am Saurabh Kumar, FPM student in IT and System of IIM Lucknow. Today, I have chosen a topic of personalized recommendation system in e-commerce site. Most of you already have come across through various e-commerce portal where you have seen recommendation systems. I will go through the dealing the technical details and other business impact of this, and I hope you people would enjoy this. First of all, we'll start with where exactly these recommendation systems are used. We are living in an electronic world where we have lots of e-commerce websites like Myntra, Amazon, Instagram, Shopify, Flipkart, lot of them, and for each user they have a different account. For each user they have their browsing history, their wish list, their cart list, everything. Based on that, suppose what I want to say, the recommendation system of Flipkart, if you want to see, it would be something like this, in which it will be visible like you may like, various products will be shown. How this would be decided? Because each and every website contains enormous millions of products. So how would you place the products which would be best suited to you? Basically, when we shop, we will focus more on this part, means what the recommendation the website is showing, and based on that we follow our purchase pattern. So this is really a crux of any electronic website, e-commerce website, and that's what we will be dealing with. Now, we have various types of ratings in recommendation system. First, we have explicit rating, implicit rating, and then we have product information. Explicit rating is the rating which the user gives. User himself, while purchasing or while doing anything, will give the rating. Like whenever you purchase anything, you will give 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Based on your own experience, you give some rating. That would be the explicit rating. Implicit rating would be based on your browsing history. The system itself will compute the rating. Suppose you visit a particular product so many times, 4 times, 5 times, then the rating would be automatically generated. Means the particular person is more inclined towards buying this product, so we will give a higher rating towards this side. Next we have product information. Product information would be the entire summary. It deals with the taxonomy, attributes, description, everything. Like suppose I have given an example of a particular e-commerce website in which we have, you can see, we have an explicit rating over there, whatever the user has given, 5 star, 4 star, likewise, and then we have the reviews. Reviews will be contained in the product information. Even this complete set of reviews will also be helpful for determining the recommendation and other things. Next, what exactly is the online shopping cycle? Earlier when we look at the 90s days, then we will find only 4 stages to attend. Log into the store, browse through various products, add the product to the shopping cart, and then purchase the product. But nowadays, what we actually do, when we go to the shop, what we do, once we reach the place product in the shop, sometimes we don't find it much appealing, so we can browse back also. So it has become a two-way cycle, means once it can move forward as well as it can move backward. This is general online shopping cycle. Now for recommendation system, we have input, process, output. Every programming language you know have input, process, output. What are the content of input, what are the content of process, what are the content of output? Obviously the content of output is pretty much clear. It would be the top end recommendation which we want to see, which can appeal us, that we can buy in our process. Then top end, it can be based on various types, like it can be most frequently purchased, or it can be latest product, whatever new arrival has come, or it could be most popular products. Based on that, we would have output. Input would be whatever rating we are giving, explicit rating, our purchase history, navigation history, all the demographics, or demographics include your age, everything, whatever variable. Whenever you create a login, your demographics are already captured, your gender, age, place, location, everything. So based on that, the input would be, and the process is the main part. We have collaborative filtering, data mining, information and hybrid of all the approaches. So I will be dealing with what exactly is the collaborative filtering, data mining, information retrieval. Now, what the exact approach we use for recommendation is the combination of the collaborative filtering and data mining. You might be wondering what exactly is collaborative filtering. So, yeah, do you have any question? Okay, fine. Then collaborative filtering, I'll demonstrate once. Then we have a new similarity metric which is called as CBIT. We will demonstrate that matrix also. First I will show you what exactly is collaborative filtering.
Hello, welcome to this course on building a recommendation system using Mahmood. This section will help you understand what is a recommendation system and how it is implemented. A recommendation system is an automated system which predicts the user ratings towards a fresh and seen item using a recommendation model. Recommendation model is built either by using the characteristics of the item being recommended or by user social environment. In present digital world, recommendation systems are everywhere, right from online retail store to online dating site. Recommendation systems are present everywhere, helping us make right choices. There are two main classes of recommendation system. One is content-based recommendation system and other is collaborative filtering systems. What we see here is a content-based recommendation system. Here is a scenario. There is a reader, Clarice. She likes the novels on the left. If you have read some of these novels, you have guessed they are all spy thrillers by different authors. So the system suggests her another spy thriller, which is The Spy Who Came from Holt. So this is an example of a content-based recommendation system. Content-based systems are problem-specific or domain-specific. So they cannot be reused for other domains directly, but they give accurate results if implemented properly. What we see here is a collaborative filtering-based recommendation system. Here there are two guys, Bob and Mike, who follow the sports articles of an online news website. Bob and Mike have some overlapping interests and some non-overlapping interests. Here the system recommends based on similarity between Bob and Mike. So this is an example for collaborative filtering system.
Okay, so this is an example. What exactly you got? The thing is, we have Bob and Mike. Bob likes football, cycling and racing. Now what we will provide the recommendation for Bob will be based on Mike. Mike also like cycling and racing as well. Only this means these two would be common for both Bob and Mike. So whatever third thing Mike would like, obviously we can recommend the same thing to Bob because their confidence level is 100%. Whatever Bob is liking, the same thing Mike is also liking. In this particular scenario, it's not always. In this particular scenario, it will be 100%. So whatever the third thing what Mike is liking, Bob might also be liking. Similarly, whatever Bob is liking, Mike may also be liking the same. So this is the collaborative filtering. And just now we have also seen the content-based filtering. So with this in mind, we'll move upon our approach. Now, I told CBITs. CBIT is the metrics which we use for recommendation. What exactly will CBIT do? This is a matrix in which we will be dealing with all the customer information and all the product information. Okay, we will create a database in which all the customer details will be there and all the product details will be there. But the thing is, imagine we have millions of customers, millions of products. So this matrix won't be this much dense. It will always be very sparse. A particular customer buys very few products, once or twice in a month or twice in a year. So it will be very sparse matrix. But for time being, for our simplicity, we have taken a dense matrix in which we have categorized frequent buyers and moderate buyers. Frequent buyers are the buyers who used to buy more frequently. Moderate buyers don't buy much frequently. So frequent buyers, we have given that for a particular customer, this product have bought 10 times or 22 times, whatever. For moderate buyers, it would be very sparse, once, 0, 1, 0 likewise. Now we will use this in a compressed form. For time being, I have taken the moderate buyer as in the compressed form. For suppose for entire product length C5, C6, C7, C8 we have taken from here. We have the total number of products bought is 18,9,670. This is just for an example sake. Okay, total 18,9,670. Now, in order to calculate CBIT, this formula you might be daunting. What is this formula? This is nothing great. It's very simple. It's like in order to calculate the similarity between C5 and C6, you will take the minimum value of the two in the numerator and the maximum value as the denominator. Very simple. Nothing means you might be don't think that this is some very difficult. It's nothing difficult. Just you need to take the minimum as well as the maximum value. Minimum value will be the numerator. Maximum value will be the denominator. Now, so for C5 and C6 value would be 9 by 18. For C5 and C8 value will be 17 by 18. So minimum we will place at the numerator, maximum would be placed at the denominator. So what from this to 9 by 18 and 17 by 18, what you can infer? The value if it is more towards 1, means 17 by 18 is greater than 9 by 18 anyways. So C8 is having more characteristics similar to C5. We can assume that, safely we can assume that. I don't think there will be any doubt. C8 would be very much similar to C5. C6 won't be much similar to C5 because the value is coming less. Now, next, how the recommendation strategy is devised. Recommendation strategy is devised based on 5 steps. First, we calculate the CBIT value and we identify which phase the particular shopper is. Means we have shown 4 phases. Add to cart, browse through product, likewise. So we will identify the phase, and based on that we will calculate the score. Score, how will we be calculating the score? It will be the product of support and confidence. Okay, so whatever value we are getting as the support, and we will multiply with the confidence, then we will get the score, and based on the score we will devise our recommendation strategy. Important thing here is we will remove all those products that receive negative feedback given by the target customer. Suppose a particular customer have already given that I don't like to buy Panasonic DVD, whatever. So you will remove Panasonic DVD throughout your history. You won't be taking into Panasonic DVD at any point of time because he has already given negative feedback. So you won't be taken into account. And then you will devise your top end product customer. So I have taken a simple example. Suppose we have personal care and grooming, PCG as a group, in which we have dental care, hair care, soaps, everything. Now we have toothpaste, toothbrush, mouthwash, so many categories. This is a simple example. Okay. Now this is the matrix for customer IDs. These are the various customers, and this how many they have bought. Toothpaste, toothbrush, mouthwash, likewise. Means the entire database for this small set, it has been given over there. Now if you want to devise the recommendation for a particular user 106 and whether he want toothpaste or not, okay, then how you will decide? Then we will use this strategy to decide, well, toothpaste, what things we can place. Suppose for your logical instance, you can very easily say that when toothpaste is bought, most probably toothbrush will also be bought for logical, but it cannot be always applied. For particular set of sari, you cannot imply that the silk sari implies Banarsi sari or whatever. You cannot imply. But for logical thing, I have taken a very logical example: toothpaste and toothbrush. It will help you out when you see that. Now see, these are the rules. Rules state that toothpaste leads to brush. Toothpaste leads to KS. KS is, we'll see, KS is kid soap. Okay. So these are the certain rules. We have taken 5 rules, and then we'll calculate the support and confidence. Okay, means how many times it is the thing that the toothpaste lead to toothbrush. Confidence is 98%. Means 98 times out of 100 we have the case that toothpaste lead to toothbrush. Similarly, for toothpaste lead to kid soap we have 91%. Then we will calculate the score. Score I already told you, the product multiplication of support and confidence. So finally we got this value is. Now looking at this value, what we can infer? We can infer the score which is having highest. Means for whenever toothpaste is purchased, you can give the recommendation for the toothbrush. You can very easily give the recommendation because the score among this quantitatively you can see it's 0.931, others are in the range of 0.8. So top 3 recommendation based on this value would be toothbrush. Next would be BS is 0.82, then next will be MW. But again the assumption come into place that we have already taken the negative, whatever negative feedback has been given, we have removed that from our illustration. So what we have conclusion, as a conclusion we can say that we can very easily categorize frequent buyer as well as moderate buyer. So this we can give a very good approach for recommendation based on the previous history. And that's all from my side. you have any question, you can ask.